Good morning, everyone. You are just logging on. We are going to give it just a few minutes to give others a chance to join us. So hang tight for just a few more minutes. It's 10:27. We'll probably start like around 10:31. So grab yourself some coffee, some notes, and we'll get started in a little bit. Make sure we turn on the chat. If you are just joining us, if you don't mind utilizing the chat. Let us know, like, what builder do you work for? What city are you in? And how long you've been in the new home industry so we can kind of get to know a little bit about you. So we're waiting for everyone. Everyone hear me okay? Oh, you know what? I bet you the chat is not turned off. Everyone can use the chat now. And everyone. Okay, there we go. Let's try that again. So if you're just logging on, we're going to give it a couple more minutes, about 2 or 3 more minutes. So if you're logging on, let us know what builder you work for, what city you're in, and how long you've been in the new home industry. Well, we kind of wait for everyone. It's fun to kind of get to know everyone. Welcome, Caitlin. 2 years, Coventry Homes in Cibolo. Talon, David Weekly, San Antonio area. Got Shelly, Houston. Beezer Homes, did I see that right? 25 years. That's incredible. 30 plus years. Wow. Empire Homes, it's awesome. 23 years. Hey, Sherry. See some familiar faces. DR Horton, Dallas, 5 years. So, Martha, are you in the South DR Horton division? Highland Home. Wow, we have some veterans here this morning. 32 years, Todd. That's a long time. Okay, yeah. I think we are gonna have like hundreds of years if we add everybody's experience here. Some of you are commenting to just the host, so not everybody can see everybody's responses. There's an option to put to everyone, but I'm seeing probably a lot more than you guys are. But 32 years, 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, 23 years, 30. Since 19, oh, that's in 1966. Ashley, 1996. That is a long time. Wow. Thank you guys for leaving that in the chat. We'll give it about 1 more minute to start. Thank you all for joining. Make sure. Brightlands, One Homes, Latricia. Hey, Siobhan. Thanks for emailing me, Siobhan. I didn't realize there was an ID on this, so we took it off. I appreciate that. Fabian, Hakes Brothers. Good to see you. Glad you're joining. Well, good. It looks like we're going to have a good group today. I'm very impressed at how long you guys have been in the industry. All right, so I am going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to bring down the chat so it doesn't interfere. But good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and joining me. If this is the first time that you and I have met, I want to introduce myself. My name is Delana Kessler. I'm the VP of Builder and Realtor Relations for Builder Boost. So I appreciate your time, taking some time out to join us for this webinar. This webinar is the Sales Counselor's Social Strategy. So we'll be talking about social media, but really with helping you keeping social media very low pressure, focusing on more connection and tips on getting some real results through social media. So I appreciate it. If you are just kind of settling into your office, if you're at work, maybe between appointments and multitasking, totally understand. This will be recorded, so you'll get a copy of this in your inbox later today. So if you have to take a phone call or step away, it's totally okay. And then please utilize the chat. It's my way of connecting with you guys. I have someone else on my team that'll will be helping answer any questions that you have in case I don't get to it. And there will be a quick little brief survey at the end if you don't mind answering that later on today. So I always like to explain the why of things and why we put this webinar together. I would say over the course of several years, we've had the conversation about social media with sales counselors, and it's usually us bringing that topic up. And if I'm in a sales presentation, a sales meeting of sales counselors, I usually get a lot of blank stares, and I'm waiting for some excitement. There's really not a lot of excitement around social media. And I get it, but it's not me that's asking the question anymore. Having more conversations with leadership. And they're coming to us and asking, like, hey, what are some tips that we can share with our sales counselors to get them out of their comfort zone and post more on social media? And, I see that now. And even I had a VP of sales tell me that now she's actually including it in part of her interview process. Like she wants to know, are they comfortable with social media? I wouldn't be surprised if maybe your area sales managers now have, asked you during reviews of like, well, what are you doing to generate traffic? Like put yourself out there. So I get it, and there is a little bit, maybe a little more pressure to get on social media, but you're in an area and in a time right now where maybe traffic has slowed down a little bit. I've been there, I get it, and so now marketing and leadership is like, okay, so help us help you. What can you do to help drive a little traffic? Because the truth is, probably wherever you're selling, you're going to be in an area that's got 5 to 10 communities that might have similar price points, similar floor plans, similar incentives, but the big differentiator is you. Like nobody has conversations like you do. You're the differentiator. And so think of social media as just a tool to allow yourself to reach an audience that you can have more conversations, just the ability to connect with other people online. So um, sometimes we just can't wait, we can't just wait for the walk-in traffic anymore, right? We have to go to where realtors are, and they're online now. So um, I want to kind of just touch base on what this webinar is and what it is not. And I want to get this out of the way and let you know that this is not here. I'm not going to tell you how to be some kind of influencer and go viral and be some type of sales counselor content creator. That's not what this webinar is about. Um, we know that can trigger anxiety. I don't even like to be online like that. I could never do that. So I want to be clear with that. This webinar is just really about helping you feel more confident when you are showing up online, and to help you give real examples and just kind of bite-sized strategies of what you can do on your day-to-day. So we're talking, you're in your sales meetings, you're talking with construction, you're having construction walks, you're making home buyer update phone calls, and now you're asking to put together some type of social media plan. So no, that's not going to happen. I understand, like, this is not about putting a plan together that you're going to be posting every day. But this is about helping you just have bite-sized content if you're just starting out, that you can feel really comfortable, and focusing on the fact that your objective is to build connections with the person on the other end. So we'll be giving you some real examples that you can use with your day-to-day. So this webinar, like I said, is not about going viral, or a one size fits all type strategy. Um, but I do want to tell you guys, thank you so much for answering. When you registered, you answered a few questions, because that really helped me shape this entire webinar to really getting an understanding of where you are on your social media journey. And so I want to take a look at what your results were. So let's pull that up. So on your registration, actually, let me go back. Okay, so your comfort level with social media. 46% of you said that you're somewhat comfortable. So that means that you are posting occasionally. I see a lot of sales counselors getting more active. So you're posting occasionally. That's about a little less than half of you. 35% of you said that you're very comfortable. You're already posting. That's probably those that I'm seeing like posting two, three, four times a week, right? And then 11% of you said you're not comfortable and you don't know what to post. Like that's where you are in your social media journey, and I totally get it. And 7% of you said I don't use social media professionally yet. Like you're still thinking about it, you don't know how you feel about it, and you're just being honest, you're not using it yet. So, the good news is that 81% of you are already posting in some way. So maybe you're just lacking a little bit of structure, confidence. So today we want to give you those simple, repeatable strategies that you can apply. Um, and then, of course, there's a smaller group of you that are just starting out, but you're in the right place. We will even share, like at the end of this, if you're like, yeah, I'm still not comfortable, we're going to share some ways that won't feel overwhelming and get you being top of mind. And that's what this is all about, right? It is about staying top of mind with your realtor partners. It's about creating conversations. And I always tell people because you think, hey, I posted and I don't know, I only got 200 views, right? But when was the last time you were delivering 200 flyers to realtors? 200 views is 200 views. It's 200 more people that saw a little bit about you, your community, what you sell, all of that. So it's always about staying top of mind. And we know that realtors are online, like they are using social media to generate leads and their business, grow their business, but they're sitting on their phones, like between appointments while they're sipping their coffee. They're in Facebook groups about real estate. That's where they are. So we have to meet them where they are. And the goal is always to stay top of mind with your realtor partners and really make sure that they remember who you are. And when you think about marketing to like your marketing team's marketing to the consumer, they spend thousands of dollars marketing to the consumer. But you're in the best position. You are in the best position to stay top of mind with your realtors. Those are the ones that can bring you repeat business. So just think of the goal is to be top of mind and to have conversations with the person on the other end. So think of it that way. The other part of your survey was your motivation for improving your social media presence. So we'll take a look at these results. So 44% of you said, my motivation is to attract more buyers. Absolutely. I totally get that. 38% of you said, I want to stay top of mind with my realtor partners. And 9% said, I want to showcase my community, my builder. 6% said, hey, leadership, they're encouraging it. So here I am, right? And 6% of you said, you're really not sure why you're here. So that's totally okay too. So I know you're not doing this for, to some kind of fame, or you're really doing this because you care about building connections and you want to close more deals. You wouldn't be in sales, right, if you didn't want to close more deals. So that was the results of your surveys. But I know that social media can be intimidating, but I want to tell you, like, you don't have to be a creator. You just have to be a connector. But often, you are asking yourself, okay, what should I post? I'm not sure what I need to post. But the thing is, you have everything you need to start showing up online. You have it in front of you. You're having all these conversations with realtors on a regular basis. You're answering questions to buyers. Some of these questions you probably get a lot. You're talking to your construction managers, your sales managers, industry partners, your lenders. All of that, is potential content. When you walk inventory homes, when you're looking at home sites, when you're problem solving, offering solutions and insights, all of that is content. Okay. So it's like just forget about the idea of social media entirely or platforms or any of that and just simplify it in what you're doing in your day to day and know that majority of that can be some type of content. Maybe you had a realtor call you up and ask you like, hey, tell me about your VA loans, like you're doing anything for veterans. And you're like, later on that day, you're like, you know what? That was a good question. We had a good conversation. I'm going to post about that on social media because most likely, if somebody's seeking information, there's other people seeking the exact same information. So you could easily just take a 7, 8 second video of the exterior of your model. Maybe it's the flags, hanging USA flag outside blowing in the wind, and that's a post, and you're just like, hey, do you work with VA loan buyers? We really make it easy here at Beezer Homes. Let me explain what we're doing right now, things like that. That's potential content. Or it could just be a photo, and you're sharing the caption in there about what you're answering, that question of what you answered over the phone earlier. So don't be afraid to do that. So there's some ideas that you could just do on your regular basis. Some examples. Home comes back on the market. Obviously, you can share information about that. If you called a realtor and you told them about the special 10K incentive, post about that. Maybe you just had your home sites released. You've been waiting on that for weeks and they finally gave you the green light and you're going to start selling them this weekend. Post about that. That's all content for you guys. If there's any advice I can give you, and I did go through a lot of sales counselors' pages this week, and I've been giving this advice a lot we have private groups. If you're not part of them, you'll have a link to it at the end. And we go through our private group engagement. And I can tell you that posting flyers over and over again that about your incentives, realtors, they're scrolling past it. So we want to fix that. I know that's kind of like I checked it off, I did it. Management wants me posting on social. I posted the promotional flyer. That's okay from time to time, but if you look at your feed and that's kind of all you're doing, it's not enough because they're not going to remember the flyer. They're more likely to remember your face, your community. So just try not to repost the same flyers. Don't be afraid to just show your voice, show your personality. There's just more to tell about what you sell, where you sell than an incentive flyer, right? So I just kind of wanted to get that out of there, out of the way. Okay, so like I said, one of the biggest challenges that I get from the challenges that I hear about from sales counselors just continuously like, well, I don't know what to post. I feel like I'm posting the same thing, right? And we just talked about the flyers. So we put together really 3 pillars of content, and we did that to kind of give you some type of strategy. So when you're feeling like, am I doing the right thing? Plus, it makes you seem like less salesy. You're giving variety, value, consistency, and you can start from scratch every single week. So we're going to go over these 3 pillars and think of them as your go-to categories. So each one of these pillars are serving a different purpose. It's going to speak to a different type of realtor that have different type of needs of what they're looking for. But it's going to keep your audience engaged without it feeling overwhelming for you. The first pillar is to inform. Let me put that down. And think of inform using it when you want to highlight inventory, your builder incentives, quick facts, time sensitive updates. I would say this is probably going to be the easiest pillar for you to do because you're so used to doing that, right? It's sharing helpful information. Some examples, a home just came back on the market. Post about the home. 3 quick move-in homes that can close in July. A new phase just opened up. DM me for the available lots. Always figure out who you're talking to on the other end. And the reason like I will always suggest to speaking to realtors is because your marketing team's already doing all the work to market to consumers. I already talked about that. Like you are the best person to grab the audience attention of your local realtor partners and work on building that loyalty. So think of that you're just sharing information with that audience, realtors. You can do posts that talk to both, but I just think it's easier for you to know what to say when you know who you're talking to. So first pillar is to inform. Another example, talk about 5% realtor bonuses. So things like that, you might not want to, if you're talking to the general consumers, you might not want to bring up some of those things. So just some examples of when you would use the first pillar, and that's to inform. And I kind of went through and I found a few guys. I don't know if any of you guys are logged on, but I wanted to share just some what I've been seeing. I've seen sales counselors doing a lot of fun stuff with their promotion. So turn that music off, but she could have easily shared just the promotional flyer. Can you guys, I want to make sure you can see my Instagram. Give me like a thumbs up when I share that screen. Everybody can see the Instagram. Talk to me. I'm going to assume yes. Okay, good. Thank you, Mandy. Appreciate it. Okay, so she could have easily shared. She did a little song and dance. She's obviously gotten comfortable with social media to do fun stuff like this. Here's another one. She's not saying any words, but she's kind of making it creative. And trending music on Instagram will help you get more views as well. And you're going to hear me talk a lot about Instagram. I know there's going to be many of you, and you can leave it in the chat. Like, I'm curious, do you um, utilize, what do you utilize more, Instagram or Facebook? I'm curious. So you can drop that in the chat. And I Instagram, why I love it is when you're creating reels like that, it's reaching a larger audience that's not following you. Where on Facebook, what you post is really only reaching the audience that you have on Facebook, which is not a bad thing because you're cultivating and staying top of mind with that audience, right? But if you're wanting to grow and create an audience, you can do that on Instagram. It's something that what I would do if I was a brand new sales counselor, maybe you're creating a brand new Instagram page, is you start connecting with your realtor partners. Start connecting with the realtors that sell in your submarket. Okay. So if you sell in Waxahachie, you're going to be on Instagram. You're going to type in Waxahachie Realtor, Waxahachie Real Estate, and you're going to start connecting with all of those realtors and engaging with them. And next thing you know, you're getting a bigger, broader audience of other real estate agents that are selling. Maybe you start connecting with the local coffee shops in that area. So that's the beauty of Instagram, is that you can create your audience, whereas Facebook is like your current relationships that you're working on. So you can have both, but that's kind of the difference of how I see it. Here's another example where they're not even, this is Tyler, not even putting his face into it. Just he's got like a luxurious home with some nice music, kind of soothing, and he's talking about new Memorial Weekend pricing. Again, could have easily just posted the promotional flyer, but they didn't, right? And actually, let me see if this one, I'll have to go back and look, but I'll get to that. The fact that Adrian actually collaborated with Builder Boost, I'm sure she's got a lot of views on that, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Here's another one this is Goodnight Ranch with Empire. Pete's been, I don't know if you're on here, Pete, but I love how much you've been really putting together some great content. And he's talking about an update to landscaping. Like they just did the landscaping, and he just took all the new photos of all the amenities. And there's some music in this one as well. It's just something not difficult to do. And I hope that's not difficult. We're going to do an example together. Hey, Pete, you're here. Adrian's here too. 1,100 views. See, thank you for checking that. So yes, just a great creative way to not just post the flyer. And people will probably follow that because they like the content. So the second pillar that we're going to get into is connect. And this is the pillar where you're focusing on helping realtors and buyers really picture and imagine the lifestyle of your community, not just the kitchen or the lot size, but the vibe. You want to showcase the lifestyle and features so realtors can really envision what this community looks like. And you don't need a resort style amenity center to connect people to your community and really talk about that. I had a sales counselor, we were at a CE class, and he shared that one, and he just openly shared, like, he's like, one of the things that I love most about this community is that in the summers or afternoons or the weekends, you see families in their golf carts, going to pick up their friends, heading to the trails, and that community connects to another neighboring community where those kids share an elementary school. So you see like the golf cart type lifestyle community come to life. And I've been in that community like 10 times. I didn't know that. The website doesn't know that. It doesn't share that. But it helps you envision what the lifestyle is like at the community, right? Um, so it gives an opportunity for realtors to be like, okay, I can see my clients, living in a community like this. And I think things like that make it stick longer. So you don't have to focus on more, just focus on what you have like in front of you at your community. So, you may not have all the luxurious amenities, the lazy river, but just just stop and pause and just think like what it feels like when you start your day in the community. You can share if there's community events. Um, then you can post about that, like Friday food trucks, even like just the sunset in your community. Just posting a nice sunset that looks nice. Maybe it's in a inventory home, a quick move-in home, and maybe it's green space. It's been so green, so much rain. You can post just like that patio view and like imagine this is your client's backyard. This is home, right? So you're really touching in on the lifestyle and the vibe, kind of like stop and smell the roses. Like maybe it's the sunset, maybe it's the green belt, maybe it's wildflowers, just beautiful wildflowers. Sounds of birds on the back patio. And I know that might seem like a small moment, but to a buyer or a realtor, that helps paint the picture. And maybe the sound of birds and seeing green belts is not an option in their life right now. Like the goal is to have that, and you're helping paint the picture. So a little like little homework for you is like think about what's your favorite thing about your community. Okay, like don't think of the PUD, mud, the tax rates, or anything. Like what makes you feel proud to sell in your community? What's something you've seen buyers or families doing that makes you kind of smile? Like, right, you like what you're helping families get into that community. Maybe it's the bike rides, maybe it's walking to school. What's one detail a realtor or buyer might not notice on the first visit, but should? Maybe it's just like your community is clean, like it looks good, it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's close to a really fabulous park, things like that. So stop and really think about what people love about the community. And here's some examples that I've seen of really selling the lifestyle of where they sell. Now, um, she's amazing. Her Instagram is really great. She sells with DR Horton, but I'm sure that she was out in her little town and saw the horse in the town and caught a little snapshot of it. And it's like, only in Lockhart, Texas, is this the view from your backup camera. Like, how cute and simple is that, right? And it just kind of helps keep her top of mind. Here's another one. Pulte Pete, I love your name. And he's just sharing his amenity center. Welcome to Corley Farms Amenity Center. He's got some nice sounds of nature, and it says experience hill country living at its finest. So I don't think you guys realize, but this is the pillar of relate. You're helping sell the lifestyle and the vibe of your community. um this is caught my attention. She's like, he's Joshua, Texas. Like, look at all that space. Dreaming of your perfect home, has the large acreage, gets your attention. That's definitely a selling point of that community. So the next pillar is relate. I think of relate as in like realtor relationships. So relate is when you're posting to build personal connection, you want to show appreciation, really humanize your role, and you're using it to stay top of mind, build loyalty through your relationships. And I think out of all these three pillars, like I said, I think probably the first one is like the easier one to do, that we're probably most comfortable with. I would say number two is probably going to be the most challenging, but clearly some of you guys are getting that. But the reality is that, realtors, they get busy, they get distracted. I know hundreds of real estate agents. And sometimes I just like think to myself, like, man, I have not seen Susan in like forever. Like, what happened to her? And she is on social, but she hasn't posted in a while. I haven't seen her at an event, and she's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. And that can happen with you too. So, I want you to ask yourself when you think about your realtor relations, like, when is the last time you just saw your favorite realtor partner, one of your top favorite realtors in person? When was the last time that you just called them to check in, not because they had a buyer or you wanted to share your latest incentive, but just call them, pick up the phone and call them. If it's been a while since you've talked to this realtor or your top realtors, I mean, hopefully you've got 3 to 5 on your list that are your go-to partners, that that you've cultivated that relationship, and that you're the person that they'll pick up the phone when they have a buyer. But if it's been a while, pick up the phone, call the realtor, invite them to swing by your model. I mean, there's a chance there's sales counselors moving all around all the time. Have you let your favorite realtor partners know? Have you posted on social media that you're at a new community? So call them, invite them to swing by, offer to host. And I see a lot of you guys doing that, but this offer to host like their next like team huddle, their team meeting at your model, or maybe just like take them out for some coffee. And if they don't have a buyer with them, it's okay. That's not what it's about. It's about having conversations, because conversations spark opportunity. That's what I think where all the magic happens, is when you start connecting, because you'd be surprised when you start really asking questions, um, then that's when the opportunities of even a buyer come up. It just happens all the time. So the pillar three, when you think about building realtor relationships, the goal is to, when you have them in your model, or even if you have just a pop by realtor stopping by, be intentional. Offer value, ask them what you can do, like ask them, what are they seeing in the market right now? How's business going? Like, how can I help you? How can we help you sell more? So plug into them, offer value. And while you're there, this is a social media post. Like, you're going to snap a photo or a video and you're going to post that on social media. Trust me, they will really appreciate that you did that and you posted and you tagged them on social media. And that interaction can go a long way. It's going to keep you a little more memorable, than if you were just like, oh, go check out my model.
One of my favorite agents, Fulton Trevino, is out here. Say hey.
So that's like Tanya at DR Horton, and he's out there to film content. How many times do you get agents filming content? Do a little video, talk about it, speak to the realtor audience, let them know how much you appreciate that they're doing that for you. Post it on social media, tag them, collaborate with them. Here's another one that I saw. Um, and I was not familiar with this realtor, but I looked. He has like 252,000 followers, but she's posting it. He's gone. I don't know if he was there for filming or what, but she just a little quick video, pictures. This post as well. This is from Pete, and I love on this video that you were actually speaking to realtors, and when you're talking to your audience. And here he's like, hey, attention realtors, let's collaborate and boost our marketing at Goodnight Ranch. He goes on to like talk about like, hey, I've got some great tools for you. I've got the gimbal, and he starts listing off all the things to help them create some great video content, right? And then if you've got your, realtor events, snap a quick photo. But I really liked the caption where Brian's like, I had a fantastic evening with Joe, top tier Fort Worth realtor. Our partnership, he's telling a story now. Our partnership sparked 6 years ago. And like he's telling a story. And that's that kind of stuff. That's what sticks. That's what helps build your relationships. Andy at Ashton Woods, he has a flyer, but he does this a lot. He just talks about it. And he has like so much excitement when he does that. So I love, it's okay to post flyers from time to time, but I love that he takes it a step further and personalizes it and talks to the audience on the other end. So those are some great examples. of using the pillar relate to show connectivity and your strong relationships with your realtor partners that are taking the time to visit you. And if they're not visiting you, make sure that you're making the effort to get them in, give them a reason to come into your model. Um, there is an example of, actually, I don't know if I have it here. Think I plugged it in. Yes, I did. I don't think Lynn is on here today because she said that she had a last minute appointment. But we had a class at this at the hall in New Braunfels, and there was several builders there. I think maybe 4 or 5 for the realtor event. And so, because it was at the hall and not in the model, each sales counselor could invite the realtors back to their model. So I got a phone call from Lynn afterwards because I didn't stick around to go do the model home visits. But Lynn called me and said, "Hey, I wanted to share. She'd offered a drawing to anybody who stopped by her model that afternoon." And she shared that one of the agents came in and she was the one who won the drawing. So she had the opportunity to call her back and let her know she won the drawing. And she wanted to meet her at, I think they met at the design center to pick up the gift card. And she told me that they ordered lunch at the design center. Like she learned, all this information about this realtor. Her name is Mammy. And she said, what I love about it, and she was so excited. She was like, is that I know Mammy now. I didn't know this realtor. I didn't know her background, that her dad was a home builder and how long she's been in real estate. And I didn't know that about her, but now I do. And she knows me, and we've made this connection, right? Because they really got to know each other well. And so make every visit count. And I know, like, when you think of like your realtor events and you want to have the luncheons, you want to have the events, so many times we get so focused on RSVPs, like, let's get the max number of realtors to your door. But really, you're just trying to make a connection, right? So you can do that through social media, but the goal is always to get them into your model so you can meet them in person. They can get to know you. And realtors remember how you make them feel. So use every visit to educate, connect with them, create content, right? They don't have a buyer, it's still an opportunity to take that photo, share a story on social media, offer resources that can help them. So start a relationship. No buyer today visits can lead to meaningful realtor relationships and long-term wins for you. I always think of realtors like they're not it's not just a revolving door. Like they can bring you back repeat business, right? So making every visit count. All right, so just a reminder, the 3 pillars, I'm going to send you an email that'll have this with a whole, I think there's 2 pages of example content that you could use in your day-to-day. But I think if you stop and really think about what you're doing on your day-to-day, it's not going to overcomplicate it. The smallest thing and information that you do, explaining blue tape, like there's just so many things that you can do to just create content pieces. They don't have to be all videos, they can be photos. It's just being consistent, right? I do want to share with you if you're a Builder Boost partner, and you can leave this in the chat. Did you know that you can collaborate? If you're a Builder Boost partner, you can collaborate with us on Instagram. What does that mean? Okay, well, we've been around for a while. We have an audience. Our audience is realtors, real estate agents, and so we want to amplify what you're already doing. You're getting comfortable with posting on social media. And if you're posting reels, you can actually create the reel, collab with us on that local market. So if you're Builder Boost DFW, Builder Boost Austin, Builder Boost San Antonio, Builder Boost Tampa, anything like that, tag us, or not tag us, collaborate. I'm going to show you the steps on how to do it. And then it automatically lands on our feed. So it looks like we posted it. But now what you've done, maybe your audience is only 500 followers on Instagram, 200 followers on Instagram. By collaborating with us, you're letting Builder Boost be your megaphone. And now all of our 6,000, 7,000 realtors are seeing that post. And then we're going to post it to stories. So we're going to give you more visibility. And so create your post. Start by creating a new post as you normally would, reel, photo. And before you publish it, you're going to tag and then tap to invite collaborator. And then you're going to collaborate with us, Builder Boost, in your market. And do this when you know that you're speaking to realtors, okay? Because that's our audience. So if you know this is information I want to get out to realtors, then make sure that in your caption what you're saying is speaking to them. So um, let me see if I have this here. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the steps of creating easy realtor focused content. Hopefully I didn't mess this up. This is a newbie for me here. Make sure I am. So this video that I have in this example here is actually Ivy and the team gave me this to post on social media. It was like almost a 2-minute video, which we can post, and I'll show you how to do that with us. But I know that for Instagram or for any video that you do, doing like shorter content gets a lot of reach on something like Instagram. So I'm going to show you how I'm taking this video and I'm going to make it into I'm drawing a blank here. Make it into a video. Sorry, I'm trying to screen mirror my phone. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys if you guys can see this. Dang, I wish I could hear you guys. I really hope that you guys can see this. Let me stop. Stop mirroring. I just have to check. Could you guys get my phone? Could you guys see my phone? Pete says no. Okay, so it looked like when I tried to darn, mirror my screen, it didn't work. Okay. I did on my practice run, but okay. So let me think. Let me think be creative about this. Okay. So if you have a video from your phone that maybe you took, maybe marketing has taken this, you can just select the area part of the video that you want, and you're going to create a reel. We're going to send you, well, on the link, there's instructions on how to collaborate. And then you upload that video into your reel. And when you're doing like your day-to-day stuff, like what I say is just take the videos and think about what you're going to do later with the videos. So this one was a video that Highland sent me and said, hey, can you please help promote my community at the Crossvine? So great, we did that. But I was going to show you an example how to make it to a short reel. So instead of the content caption that they gave me, my real idea was POV, right? Point of view. You're previewing this model before your clients even ask. And so that would be the wording on the reel. And because I'm speaking to my audience, realtors, and my caption would be like, hey, Shirts real estate agents, have you toured this model at Crossvine yet? We're 5 minutes from Randolph Air Force Base, and then list the school district. Let me know if you want to swing by for a private walkthrough. So you're talking to the agent, but also you can create the new music, whatever music you'd like. You don't have to use like what was sent to you or what you have. You can always figure out which music you'd like. So when you're creating the reel, there's a little option for trending music, and you just kind of go through and find one that fits for you. That's the easiest way to do it, and it's going to create a 7-second video that way. I'll probably post that later. I'm curious to see which one performs better, but when I'm just about to post the reel, I would tag and then invite a collaborator and invite Ivy at Highland Homes. So vice versa, you would post your reel and then tag me in that reel. That makes sense. So hopefully you guys can see this. Um, I'm not, I was like, I'm not going to click on hers because she does like amazing jobs on her videos. And I don't want to scare y'all. But typically, click on Reels, you can see like she's like 2,600 views from that. Corley Farms, that's Pete, 691 views from that. So typically when you're collaborating, you're going to reach a lot more people and you're reaching the right audience if that's who you're talking to is real estate agents. So just some quick steps you're going to grab. B-roll is like if you're in the model, if you're about to leave and you see that beautiful sunset, you're going to take your phone. You don't need anything fancy. If you're using a Samsung, your quality is probably way better than my iPhone, but I always change my settings. So I click on 4K, six is it 60 or 60, that you can increase the quality, and then just do a quick little video, and you don't know what you're going to post at that point, but then you can brainstorm later, or it comes to you and put it in your notes on your phone. And then you can even utilize ChatGPT to help you with what to post in there. And then you're going to create the Instagram, collaborate with Builder Boost. So you've got your video, your caption, your music, collaborate and post. So if you start getting comfortable, collaborate with us. If you've got any questions about it, you can always reach out to anyone on our team through Instagram or email us. But let me show you. If you're still not sure, like I'm still not that comfortable, and you're not sure how you're going to show up consistently on social media, or maybe you're just not quite there to dive into the reels yet, or manage your own page. This is a great way to just kind of get management off your back. You're like, I'm doing this. I'm in that category where I'm not quite comfortable, and that's okay. Because if you're a Builder Boost partner, we have these tools for you to leverage, even if you don't post regularly. If you do post regularly, still use it, because we can use it for additional content, and just let our team keep your face with your logo, your homes, all of that consistently on social media. So we have Q&A features available for you. So you're going to share your story. We just saw how many people have been in this industry for 20 plus years. Tell us your story. How did you fall in love with the new home industry? You're going to pick about 5, 6 questions from the list, answer them authentically, put some thought into it, because that really helps. You can do a Q&A about you. You can do a Q&A about your community. Then there's one to nominate a person of the week. Are you needing some more realtor traffic? We can talk about helping you connect with more agents. We just started also an open house sign up. So we've got a ton of realtors that are filling out information about what areas they sell the most in. So if they're in DFW, they're letting us know where in DFW is their focus area, what they do to host open houses, how they market open houses. And I'll show you the link, but you're going to click on that, and you're asking us to connect you with local agents to talk about hosting open houses for your quick move-in homes, if your builder allows that. But even if you're just wanting to make more connections, you can always reach out to us so we can connect you with more agents personally. Like, have that interaction, grow that relationship, not just to add to like a CRM, but that's an option to host open houses. And again, the goal is to get them in your model so that you can build that connection and look at the opportunity for open houses. Here's a new one that we added: share noteworthy news. So for example, it had a sales counselor, David Weekly, reach out and say, hey, we're offering this amazing special right now. It's a free casita when they build on your own lot, but I don't really want this splashed on the consumer side. Like, how can we get this out quickly to real estate agents for them to know? So I was like, share noteworthy news. That's an option for you. And here's just kind of an example. Looks several ways. Like the reel that Highland gave me, that's share noteworthy news. But sometimes you just want to get the message out quickly. And this is the DR Horton in Austin announcing their newest community. It's very simple, right? But at least we're putting some content out for you quickly. You're just telling us what you'd like, and you can upload photos, you can upload videos, anything that you like. So we're doing it on your behalf. So if you're the person that you said you just don't feel that comfortable doing it yet, let us do it for you. Let us know what you'd like us to share. And just to kind of give you, like, this is just sharing information. Well, it had 4,200 views on sharing that this is a brand new community coming, the trails at Wild Horse. So that's a lot of eyes, and it's into the right audience. So that's a great one to use. Give you an idea of what the Q&As look like. So this goes on our blog, this goes on Facebook. We can even put it on LinkedIn, Instagram. And when someone asks, like, okay, your sales manager is like, hey, well, how many realtors, how many agents can you reach this week? Right? Social media is just a tool for you to do that. But like that post, that Q&A, this was Instagram. She had 497 views on her Q&A. That was in Austin. And on Facebook, she had 922 views. All she did was fill out the Q&A about her community so we can help get the word out to real estate agents. It's a blog, so there's links in there that can go to her quick move-in homes, promotions in the book, all of that. But that's 1,149 realtors that she reached just from filling out that simple Q&A. So I know like sometimes it's like we do it and we're like, well, that didn't turn into a sale, but you know what? That's over 1,000 realtors that you just reached with that effort. And it may not come today, but if they, by them seeing your face, your logo, where you're selling, it helps you stay top of mind, right? So um, this is the link that I'm going to send out to you, and it has the Q&As. Tell us about your community, tell us about yourself, nominate a person of the week, the open house so we can connect you, share noteworthy news. If you've got some great images and videos that you have, you can upload it to us so we can help get the word out to realtors, right? Um, you can also download our guide for sales counselors, some more ideas in there. And this is a link to our private group. So we have one for every single market. And in our private group, you have to be a realtor or a builder to be in that group. So it takes out, everybody else that's trying to like sell to realtors. So that link that you're going to get today is going to go out to you. Do you guys, let me make sure there's not any questions. I'm sure that hopefully you guys are answering that. I do feel bad that I couldn't give you the example, so I'm going to make sure that there's some kind of video I put together for you. But the big thing is like just capture some nice video, think about who you're speaking to, go through those pillars, right? To start writing out content ideas. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Utilize the sheet that we're going to send with some ideas, Um, we care a lot about what we do, and I don't know if you know, but Builder Boost has been around for over 10 years. And we're not only marketers, some of us have been in your shoes. We've been sales professionals. We've been in those model homes when it goes super quiet. And we got asked to do more, and over a decade, we've just been really pouring into realtor partners, watching them go from newly licensed brand new agents to becoming top producers by focusing on new construction. And we do that to help them succeed so they can help you succeed in the new home industry. So our team, like, we're here to protect that. We know relationships sell. We know that it's about picking up the phone call, the pop in. You can't automate relationships. I heard recently at a CE class, locally, if you guys know Chris Cano, he was teaching this class. And I loved what he shared. And he said, the world is racing to become the Jetsons. And most people, they're really craving the Flintstones. And I was like, oh, it's so true, because people are craving face-to-face relationships. They're craving connections, right? They want that real human on the other end. That's what that's what matters. And I think your sales managers know that you're the differentiator and all of that. And Builder Boost, we just hope that we can help you amplify your message, turn up the volume, help you sell. So thank you for being part of this, and being part of the Builder Boost community. Let me know if you have any questions, and then I will send you some information for some follow-up as well. But thank you for being here. Thanks, Pete. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm looking like it's everybody's had their questions answered, but I thank you. You guys have a wonderful day and happy selling.